We're sending Andrea Turner and Andy Peters on a celebrity antiques road trip. That's in half an hour on BBC Two Wales, after more backstage gossip with Zoe Ball. Weatherman Walking is over on BBC One Wales tomorrow at 7:30. Derek is exploring Great Orme. Now here on BBC Two Wales, two presenting legends hit the roads. We're heading back inside the Foreign Office in an hour on BBC Two Wales as the diplomats prepare for a post-Brexit world. It might sound complicated, but have they ever had to cook a dish with vanilla?
News and debate for Tuesday morning now on BBC Two Wales from the team at Victoria, Derbyshire.
Now on BBC Two Wales, Newsnight brings us an EU election special.
Current affairs with the Victoria, Derbyshire programme in an hour on BBC Two Wales after the latest BBC News at 9 o'clock.
"18 wins in a row. Can Team Emma stop the Eggheads in an hour? An explosion of colour, culture and big cats. Now though on BBC Two Wales.
Highlights of a magic weekend now on BBC Two Wales in the Super League.
Newsnight now on BBC Two Wales with Mark Urban. Dara O'Brien introduces some stand-up now, with some strong language on BBC Two Wales. It's live at the Apollo.
The new series of Pose begins tonight with a double bill starting at 10:20 here on BBC Two Wales. Before that, a Northern star tells her own story with some strong language from the start.
A disturbing insight into the mind of a killer now on BBC Two Wales. But did the childhood make the man? The assassination of Gianni Versace.
Vatican investigators uncover a sinister secret now on BBC Two Wales. With strong language and some scenes you might find upsetting. It's the Borderlands.
We're celebrating pop culture from the 80s in I Love 1981 in an hour, but first, 2 years earlier, in 1979, Margaret Thatcher became Britain's first female Prime Minister, sparking a very British revolution.
Now on BBC Two Wales with some scenes which you may find upsetting. Meet the extraordinary pioneers at the forefront of modern medicine.
Battling it out to become the first second-tier team in a decade to get to the semi-finals now on BBC Two Wales. Bradford Bulls take on Halifax RLFC for a Rugby League Challenge Cup showdown with Mark Chapman.
The razor-sharp Dara O'Brien is in charge as the laughs come thick and fast. Live at the Apollo here in an hour. But now here on BBC Two Wales, do you think you know how international relations work? Think again.
We're off back to school now on BBC Two Wales with some strong language. A new mum sets the playground tongues wagging.
Now on BBC Two Wales, when a family man kills an intruder in his home, he's racked with guilt. But his nightmare is far from over. Expect some violent scenes, strong language and scenes which you may find disturbing, as Michael C. Hall and Don Johnson star in Cold in July.
James McAvoy stars in our Bank Holiday Monday film, started for 10 in just half an hour here on BBC Two Wales. Before that, we're going old school. A slashed finger, chest pain, fishing injuries, all dealt with by the island medics in half an hour. Now though, on BBC Two Wales, 3 teachers on the team. Is that enough to beat those eggheads? In a landmark new series now on BBC Two Wales, Professor Brian Cox shines a light on the strange history of our solar system, the spellbinding story of the planets.
Coming to the rescue of a 30-kilo statue of Hercules, the repair shop follows in half an hour. First on BBC Two Wales, the Eggheads face their first ever black belt challengers.
We're off to Glastonbury in an hour on BBC Two Wales, right after the Top Gear boys give an old car a new lease of life.
It's to the seasides now on BBC Two Wales for a top afternoon of tennis in Eastbourne, the women's singles quarter-finals, and maybe that seagull again, strutting its stuff.
An absolutely fabulous celebrity antiques road trip in an hour here on BBC Two Wales. Before that, it's a change to the scheduled robot wars in some listings.
Our regular Monday hour to test the brain cells now on BBC Two Wales. Another second round match in University Challenge at 8:30. But first, it's all about second chances.
The beast from the east unleashes its fury. One of the major hurdles facing this farming life in an hour. Now on BBC Two Wales, later than billed, there's nothing like a remarkable recommendation.